Imagine this. You wake up at 75, 80, maybe even 90 years old. You stretch your arms, roll to the side, place your feet on the floor, and you stand up. No panic about losing your balance. No sharp jolt of back pain. No hesitation before taking that first step. Just a quiet sense of, I've got this. That future is not a fantasy reserved for lucky people with good genetics. For so many older adults, it's the result of one simple habit. They never stop taking care of their core. Now, when most people hear core, they picture six-pack abs, sweaty gym sessions, or painful sit-ups on a hard floor. And if you're over 60, that probably feels not just unappealing, but completely unrealistic. So let's redefine it. Your core is not just your stomach muscles. It's the entire center of your body, the deep support system that connects your upper and lower half. Every time you add a light, stand up from a chair, reach for a cupboard, turn to look behind you, walk across the room, catch yourself from a stumble. Your core is working behind the scenes to keep you upright, steady, and safe. When that system weakens, people start to notice more back pain, more shuffling steps, more fear of falling, more difficulty doing simple things alone. But the flip side is just as true. When you gently strengthen your core even a little, you unlock better balance, better posture, easier movement, more confidence in your own body, and that's what this video is about. If you're over 60, I want to show you 3 simple core exercises you'll genuinely regret ignoring in 5, 10, or 20 years. Not because they're trendy, but because they protect the things that matter most: independence, dignity, and freedom. You don't need a gym. You don't need to get down on the floor if you can't. You just need a few minutes, a bit of patience, and a willingness to begin. If that sounds like you, you're in exactly the right place. Let's start with a movement that looks almost too simple to matter, and yet quietly changes everything. Picture yourself sitting tall in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, hands resting lightly on your thighs. Now imagine lifting one knee just a little closer to your chest, and then the other, in a gentle, steady marching rhythm. It doesn't look dramatic. You're not sweating. No one would call this intense, but under the surface, something very important is happening. You're asking your lower abdominal muscles, your hip flexors, and your deep stabilizers to wake up and help you move the same muscles that support you when you walk, step up a curb, or catch yourself when you stumble. This is knee to chest marching. It's a tiny movement with big consequences. Most falls don't come out of nowhere. They sneak up slowly over years. Core gets weaker. Hips get tighter. Steps get shorter. Confidence fades. Knee to chest marching is like gently rewiring that system. It reminds your body, we still walk, we still step, we still move forward. You can do it sitting, standing with support, or even lying on a bed. Let's walk through a seated version together. It's a beautiful place to start. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the ground, about hip width apart. Scoot slightly toward the front of the seat so your spine can lengthen tall. Place your hands lightly on your thighs or the sides of the chair for balance. Take a slow breath in through your nose. On the exhale, gently tighten your lower belly as if you're zipping up snug pants. Now, lift your right knee a few inches toward your chest. It doesn't have to be high. Hold for a second, feeling your belly and hip help the leg. Lower your foot back down with control. Switch sides. Lift the left knee. Lower it, slowly, with intention. That's it. You've just done your first 2 reps. You can breathe in as the foot rests on the floor, and breathe out gently as you lift the knee, almost like your breath is helping the leg rise. Aim for 8 to 12 lifts per leg. Move at a calm pace, not rushing, not forcing. If that feels like a lot, start with 4 or 6. The number matters less than the quality. Over time, you might notice, getting up from a chair feels more secure, walking feels smoother, your lower back feels a bit more supported, and maybe most importantly, your body feels like it's listening again. If your balance is very unsteady, keep both hands on the chair. If you're more confident, you can cross your arms over your chest to challenge your core a bit more, but only when you're ready. Think of this exercise as your daily hello to your center. It's not about perfection. It's about reminding your core, you still matter. I still need you. Now let's shift to something that might sound a little scarier at first, but I promise we're going to do it the gentle, senior-friendly way. You've probably heard of crunches. You might even remember doing them on a gym floor years ago when getting down and up off the ground wasn't a big deal. The traditional crunch, neck strain, back strain, holding your breath, face turning red. We're not doing that. What I want to offer you instead is a mini crunch, a small, controlled upper body lift that teaches your core to work without punishing the rest of your body. No yanking, no jerking, no racing, just a few inches of movement with a lot of impact. If you're comfortable getting onto a bed, couch, or yoga mat, you can try this lying down. If not, you can simply watch, listen, and decide whether this might be a goal to work toward. Imagine lying on your back on a comfortable, firm surface. Your knees are bent, feet flat, hip width apart. Your head rests gently on a small pillow or folded towel if your neck is sensitive. Now place your hands in one of two places. Across your chest, hands resting on opposite shoulders, or lightly behind your head with your elbows relaxed out to the sides, just supporting the weight of your head, not pulling it. Take a slow inhale through your nose. As you exhale, gently draw your belly button toward your spine, not by sucking in as hard as you can, but by firming your midsection like you're bracing for a gentle poke. Then, lift your shoulders just an inch or two off the surface, not all the way up, just until you feel your abdominal muscles switch on. Hold for a second. Breathe. Then slowly, with control, lower back down. That's one mini crunch. The goal is not to see how high you can get. It's to teach your core to engage without your neck and back doing all the work. A few tips to protect your body. Keep your gaze toward the ceiling, not shoved toward your knees. Imagine a soft orange under your chin. You don't want to crush it. Let your ribs slide toward your hips rather than pulling your head forward. Move with your breath. Exhale as you lift slightly. Inhale as you lower. To begin, try 8 to 10 small lifts. Rest when you need to. You can do just one set per day and still benefit. Over the weeks, people often notice sitting up in bed feels easier. Transitions rolling, turning, reaching become more controlled. Their posture while sitting improves, with less slumping forward. And perhaps the most underrated benefit of all, you start to trust your midsection again. If getting onto the floor or bed is difficult right now, that's okay. You don't have to force it. You can focus on the seated knee to chest marching and the next exercise we're about to cover, which doesn't require the floor at all. The mini crunch can become a future step, something to add when your confidence grows. Before we go any further, I want to pause for a quick moment and talk directly to you. If you're still here with me, it tells me something important. You care about your health. You care about staying independent. You care about your future self. So if you haven't already, this is a perfect time to hit subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos on balance, strength, and safe movement after 50. And if you know someone, a partner, sibling, friend who's starting to struggle with their balance or back, consider sharing this video with them. You never know. Your share might be the nudge that keeps someone else from a fall, a fracture, or a long hospital stay. All right, let's move on to the third exercise, the quiet powerhouse of this entire routine. You've probably seen planks on TV or in fitness classes, people on the floor, shaking and sweating, trying to hold a straight line. If you're over 60, that might feel like an Olympic sport, not a realistic exercise. So we're not going to do that plank. We're going to use a modified plank, a version that meets your body where it is, uses a wall or countertop for support, and still gives you incredible core benefits. Think of this movement as standing tall plus a little extra challenge. You're training your midsection, your shoulders, and your back to work together to hold you steady, exactly what you need when you carry groceries, walk on uneven ground, slip slightly and need to catch yourself, reach forward or sideways with something in your hands. Let's start with the easiest version, the wall plank. Stand facing a wall. Place your forearms or your palms flat against it at about chest or shoulder height. Your arms should be roughly shoulder width apart. Now, walk your feet back a few small steps so your body creates a gentle diagonal line from your head to your heels. Not too far, you don't want to feel like you're about to slide. Just enough that you feel your arms and core doing a bit of work to hold you there. Soften your knees slightly. Locking them can strain your lower back. Now, imagine a straight line running from the back of your head, down your spine, to your hips and heels. Avoid letting your hips sag toward the wall or stick far back behind you. Gently draw your belly in, as if you're narrowing your waist by an inch. Breathe. That's your modified plank position. Now the exercise is simply to hold this alignment for a few seconds at first, then longer as you grow stronger. You might start with 10 seconds. That's perfectly okay. Focus on smooth breathing, soft shoulders, not jammed up into your ears, a gentle, firm feeling around your trunk. When your time is up, step your feet forward and rest. Over time, you can build up to 20 or 30 seconds. 2 or 3 rounds is plenty for most people. If you feel strong with the wall, you can progress to the edge of a countertop, bathroom sink, or sturdy table. The setup is the same. Hands or forearms on the surface. Feet step back. Body in a long line. Core gently engaged. Breathing steady. The lower your hands relative to your feet, the more challenging it becomes. So take your time. There is absolutely no rush. This modified plank gives you several powerful benefits at once. It strengthens your deep core muscles, the ones that don't show in the mirror, but make everything else safer. It trains your shoulders and upper back to support better posture. It helps your spine feel more stable, which can reduce back pain. It improves your body's ability to stay steady when pushed, pulled, or slightly off balance. And just as importantly, it does all of this without forcing you onto the floor. You may shake a bit, that's okay, it's your muscles learning. You may feel a gentle heat in your midsection. That's okay too. What you shouldn't feel is sharp pain, pinching in your shoulders, or strain in your lower back. If you do, step closer to the wall or reduce your hold time. This is about building, not breaking. I like to think of the modified plank as a daily promise to yourself. I will hold my ground. I will support my own weight. I will stand tall as long as I can. Even 10 seconds a day is meaningful. Now, let's put everything together in a simple, realistic routine you can follow. You don't need to do all 3 exercises every single day to benefit. But the more consistently you practice, the more your body will respond. Here's one gentle structure you might try. On most days of the week, say 4 or 5 days, set aside 10 to 15 minutes. Begin with a few deep breaths, some shoulder rolls, and gentle marching in place if you're able, just to wake up your body. Then move through your 3 core builders, seated kneaded chest marching, mini crunches if floor or bed work is accessible, modified plank at the wall or countertop. For each, you might start with 1 set of 8-10 knee lifts per leg, 1 set of 8-10 mini crunches, 2 holds of 10-15 seconds in the modified plank. Rest as needed between each part. Hydrate, breathe. As the weeks go by, your body might invite you to do more. Add a second set of marching. Increase your crunches to 12 or 15. Hold your plank for 20-30 seconds. The goal is not to push or punish yourself. The goal is to signal your muscles, we still use you, please stay. And they will. Research consistently shows that even in our 70 seconds, 80 seconds, and beyond, muscles and balance systems respond to consistent, gentle, smart training. You are never too old to get stronger. There's one more piece of the puzzle I want to mention, and it has nothing to do with exercise itself. How you talk to yourself while you move. If every time you practice these exercises you think, I'm so weak, I'm too old for this, this is pointless. Your body hears that, you move differently, you give up more easily. But if instead, your thoughts sound more like, this is my first step. I'm waking things up. I'm investing in my future self. You'll move with more care, more commitment, and more hope. And hope matters. Your core is not just a group of muscles, it's a metaphor. It's the center that holds you up when life gets heavy. It's the stability underneath your fears and doubts. It's the place you draw from when you choose, one more time, not to give up. When you strengthen your physical core, you're also strengthening that inner core, the part of you that says, I'm still here, I'm still capable, I'm still allowed to feel strong. So let's recap, gently. The 3 core exercises you'll regret ignoring after 60 are: kneaded chest marching, small, steady steps that wake up your lower abs and hips, improve your walking, and remind your body how to move with confidence. Mini crunches, tiny controlled lifts that build supportive strength in your midsection without straining your neck or back. Modified planks, wall or counter holds that train your whole center, improve posture, protect your spine, and reduce fall risk, all without getting on the floor if you don't want to. None of them are flashy. None of them require expensive equipment. But together, practiced with patience, they quietly protect the most precious thing you have as you age. Your ability to live life on your own terms, to stand up without fear, to walk across a room without holding onto every surface, to reach, bend, and move with trust in your own body. That's what we're really training for. Not abs for the mirror, but strength for the moments that matter. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a second right now and think, what is one small change from this video that you're willing to start with? It might be, I'll do seated knee marches during one TV commercial every day. I'll hold a 10-second wall plank each time I walk into the kitchen. I'll try mini crunches on my bed 3 times a week. Whatever it is, write it down in the comments below. Not just for me, but for you. Sometimes typing it is the first step to making it real. If this video helped you, please type 9 inches the comments. If it didn't quite hit the mark for you, type 0 and tell me what you'd like to see instead. Your feedback truly helps shape future videos. And if you haven't already, like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to True Senior Healthness for more safe, practical ways to stay strong, steady, and independent after 50. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for caring enough about yourself to listen, to learn, and maybe to begin. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Gently lift one knee, even just in your imagination, and remember, you are not fragile. You are not finished. You still have so much life to live. Let's keep your core and your courage strong for every step ahead.